Good morning. I can tell. I just woke up. Well, that first woke up, I just kind of woke up from a nap that I took this morning because I woke up at 6 thinking it is Thursday, by the way. Because I didn't know because of the weather if we're going to be going to work this morning or scheduled tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow that we're doing it, so basically woke up for no reason, early for no reason, but anyway, it's fine. I got my shower in without competing with anyone. Oh, excuse me. I'm just able to, shave and all that. And I ate and I took my medicine early this morning, and then I just kind of like, you know what, screw this, I'm going back to bed. But it is snowing currently outside. I think I can still tell if it's snowing or not. It's easy to tell if it's closer to the ground than up in the air. But, yeah, it's snowing again. Yeah, so yeah, we weren't gonna go out that weather. The highways. Oh, excuse me. Highways are treated, at least here in Maryland. I'm not sure how it is in West Virginia, so. And then, I don't know, we're going into developments. If those were going to be treated or driveways, we weren't chancing it. So yeah, we just took off. I was planning on filming yesterday. Yesterday was chaotic. So just give a backstory on that. The morning was fine. We got a lot of things done. We went to the chiropractor, did the one house. Fine, dandy. We had to reschedule the one house that we weren't able to do Monday to today, and then the one house that was supposed to be easy, we're going to do it today. Well, obviously couldn't do it today because of the snow, so we're going to do it tomorrow. Anyway, that's beside the point. Managed to get to the one house. It was so stinking hot. I was sweating so bad. 70 was jacked. I guess an accident occurred. That's the only explanation I can think of as to what happened. It was on a standstill for a while. Anyway, we managed to go in the back road and we were able to get to the one house. At the time, it was at a standstill, basically. On 70. So, at least the one side was for going home in our direction to our house. So anyway, we were able to get that, and I was like, Lord, please help us to be able to get our... I was hoping and praying, I hope the highway gets cleared up the time we got finished the one house. It was still jacked, but we were able to still keep going. And then something happened on the other side of 70, going towards Hagerstown and area and stuff like that. So I was like, what's going on? What is up? Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my gosh. But anyway. So, yesterday got canceled, or at least for that day. So, I'm going to my aunt and uncle's. We didn't go to my aunt and uncle's yesterday, but we're going Saturday, as long as the weather is going to cooperate. I don't know what's going on, so I guess we'll figure out, play by ear. But anyway, so the reason why we had it done, was going to do it yesterday, was because my one cousin was going to be there. Now, it's not going to, but Ricky has the option if he wants to go Saturday to my aunt and uncle, so we'll see what goes on. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I even started vlogging yesterday. I'm just gonna erase that off my memory card, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't know what I'm all gonna get into. So right now I'm just so tired. And yesterday it kind of took me out. That one house is just a wretched mess. It's hard to deal with. Mom came to conclusion, and I am so grateful that she has come down with this. She says a while ago, she told me, she's like talking and praying about the situation, and I'm not going to talk about, basically she comes to the conclusion that we're going to have to quit basically on the house. She's going to talk about to the owners next year, beginning of next year, and talk about the situation and saying, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to resign from this situation because it's just not working. What the owners want versus what we want is just not compatible. It was working prior hand when we had the original contract, and it was working out when we were working the house once a week. Well, they want it every other week. Well, the house is filthy. I mean, with all the kids and the dog can't help but that he sheds. Lucy, he can't help that he sheds so much. But on the other hand, it's not working and not getting enough pay for what we're doing and just rushing. And then it was really bad when we were working on the Wednesdays when Mom was at school. So trying to rush and get that done was just a headache. Yeah. So we're gonna say sayonara. So, and I'm hoping we could still be friends. We could still be cordial if we meet each other in person again. That's something we don't want to be. I think we will. It'll be fine. It's just not the house, cleaning up the house. It's not working for us. So, I hope that everything goes well with them and they can either find someone else or just simply have to make more of an effort to clean their own house. So, either way, we don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. If that means we have to find new houses and start over, I'm fine with it, honestly. As long as they're small houses. I think Mom and I are in agreement. We want smaller houses. We don't want to do big houses. No more houses with a bunch of kids in them. And we're going to steer clear from elderly houses as well, unless they're easy and low maintenance to deal with. That is, we're going to have to put our foot down when it comes to working at certain people's houses, how to evaluate the situation. So, not to be mean or rude or anything, it's just that because Mom's health and the way my health is going as well, it's a lot to undertake. So overall, I hope everything works out for them, everything else works out for us, blah 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 blah, you know. Alcohol did pretty well with my earrings. I still have crap on them though. I ended up putting them back in the alcohol bath. No, don't drop. They did clean it up pretty well because I'd soaked them in alcohol. They still have crud in them. It's like, what in the world? I don't know if it's from shampoo and conditioner buildup. Maybe that's what that is. But anyway, I definitely need to put them back in alcohol bath. These still have crud in them. Yep. I guess that's what it is. It's shampoo and conditioner buildup. I don't know. Or makeup maybe even. That's gross. Either way, okay, so yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna get into, but that's kind of what's been going on so far this week. that needs to be updated. Tuesday was normal. Monday was kind of normal. Poor mommy had to go to the doctor's because she has health problems. I'm not going to go into details of all that because I don't want to spill the beans on her. But she had to go to the doctor's and she's on vacation to take care of the situation. So hopefully, and she's doing better, by the way. She's doing better, but I just don't want to, you know, spill everything about her, what's going on. But, anyway. Also, by the way, I got an update on what officially that she has been officially now diagnosed with MS, which we knew all along. But we needed, you know, the documentation to officially say, oh, yes. So, yes, she does have MS officially. She will be going to a specialist specifically to be treated for MS. So, because the doctor or the neurologist is not helping and is not efficient enough to do or say what to do. So, but it is official that she does have it. So, and I'm hoping pretty soon, probably by the first of the year, that she'll get the official help that she needs. Finally. And hopefully she'll be on medication that will subside the side effects and the progression, basically, of MS. And she's already come to a conclusion she's going to have to do that. So hopefully we'll get that, and that her body will be accepted and won't react in a terrible way. I've recently seen a bunch of commercials, well, it hasn't been recent, so all this year, of a medication for MS. So I don't know if she'll get on that one, prescribe on that one, or there might be another one. Not sure. But I'm going to show you guys how much snow we've gotten so far. Enough of my rambling, I'm sure you're done with that. See how beautiful it is outside. It's very white. Oh, yep, still snowing. See how much snow we've gotten. Sorry about the screen. It is what it is. But that's how much snow we've gotten so far. That's getting a clearer indication. But, you know, there's a lot of snow on our tires. Like, you can see it's like halfway up our tires. I think it's maybe not quite halfway. It's like quarter way. It's covering the bottom of the tire. Touching the rim of the bottom part of the rim. Yeah. It's snowing. It's snowing. Fun. Not really. Guess what we're going to be doing later. Shoveling. We'll be shoveling later. We usually wait till it's done snowing and then shovel. At least we're supposed to. Ricky gets antsy-pantsy about the situation, and then we have to tell him, like, hey, you know there's going to be ice developing or snow tracks if we go on the sidewalk. It's just, the way he does it is just stupid. But for real, we're supposed to wait till shovel it after it's done, because there's no point of shoveling now when it keeps coming down and down and down. But anyway, I've rambled on too long, so I'll see you guys later. Hey guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. I was shoveling I shoveled the entire, well, almost the entire driveway. I didn't do around the tracker, but because no one takes that vehicle. I did where Mom's vehicle and Ricky's vehicle and the rest all the way out to the road. Did a path all the way from the driveway to through the grass onto the porch, and then a path all the way to the mailbox, and then did around the mailbox for the mail lady to come through easily. I'm tired. And, you know, I kid you not, I was sweating everywhere. My armpits, my legs, my chest, my back, of course my head, that's always a given. But I'm sweating everywhere. And I look like look like I'm a hot mess. I'm so hot that I had to turn my ceiling fan on. Anyway, I got my exercise today, even though I get exercise almost every day. Almost every day. Alright, so guys, I have to catch my breath here. We'll get down to it. I'm so tired. Did it all by myself. No help at all. And just imagine shoveling wet snow, okay, but also in gravel, being lifted up with it. That is so obnoxiously exhausting. Anyway, it's everybody's favorite time of the vlog. It's Bible time. Let's see. Exodus chapter 20, talking about the 10 Commandments for the covenant community. Then God gave the people all these instructions. I am the Lord your God, who rescued you from the land of Egypt, the place of your slavery. You must not make any other God but me. That means he is the one and only. He's supposed to be the one and only in our lives. We're not supposed to make up or worship other idols. Or, well, that's idolatry, but same thing. It's basically a God. There's only one God, y'all. You must not make for yourself an idol of any kind or image of anything in the heavens or in the earth or in the sea. Exactly. You must not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children. The entire family is affected, even children in the third and fourth generations of those who reject me. By a lavish, unfailing love for 1,000 generations on those who love me and obey my commands. You must not misuse the name of the Lord your God by saying, saying, oh my, and then using his name in vain, basically. The Lord will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name or the other names, like saying Jesus or Jesus Christ. I'm not saying this in an abusive way, just so you know. Saying Lord, any of his names in vain, basically, amounts to. Remember to observe the Sabbath day, but keep it holy, whether it's Saturday or Sunday. Usually, for me, for instance, I worship God on Sunday. But, some people do it on Saturdays, which is technically the seventh day. So, either way, Saturday or Sunday. Whatever's feasible, I guess, for you. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath day of the rest, dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, no one in your household may do any work. This includes you, your sons and your daughters, your male and female servants, your livestock, and my foreigners living among you. Now, I get it. Some people have to work on Sundays or Saturdays. God sees that. As long as you put some kind of effort throughout that day by praying, worshiping, or reading the word, something, giving some kind of moment for God, he will honor that. Okay? Because I know some of you probably have to work on Saturdays and Sundays, and that's okay. But as long as you observe some time in that day for God, he'll honor you for that. You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath day of rest, dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, I've already read this, but anyway. This includes you and your sons and daughters, your male and female servants, your livestock, and any foreigners living among you. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and everything in them. But on the seventh day he rested. That is why the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart as holy. Honor your father and mother. Then you will live a long, full life in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You must not murder. Okay, that's a given. You must not commit adultery. Ooh. Basically, don't go against your spouse, husband or wife, and lust over someone else. Honey, that's not a good idea. That's a sin. You must not steal, and that includes your brother and sister's things as well. Your mother and whether it's money, something out of a store, food, water. You must pay for work for it and pay for it. Okay? Or simply ask them to borrow something, okay? Don't just take it. You must not testify falsely against your neighbor. Basically lie, don't lie. You must not covet your neighbor's house. You must not covet your neighbor's wife, male or female servant, ox or donkey, or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. It's basically do not... Well, that's lusting, isn't it? Covet basically means love it, or lust. Not wanting, you can't want something that someone else has and get away with by stealing it, or just simply, stealing. Okay, a little sidebar called honoring parents. This is the first commandment with a promise attached. To live in peace for generations in the promised land, the Israelites would need to respect authority and build strong families. But how is the command to honor parents lived out? Speaking well of them is one way, showing them courtesy and respect, but not to the cost of disobeying God, also is a way to honor them. Parents have a special place in God's sight. The command to honor them is for everyone, even for those who find it difficult to get along with their parents. How do you honor yours? So, because God gave us parents, we should honor them, especially if we live within their household, like my brother and I still do. Even though we're adults, we still gotta obey them, no matter what. Even if we don't agree with every little thing that they might think or say or do, we still gotta honor them in some kind of way and love them unconditionally. That is love. When we do things for them and in return they do things for us, they're just looking out for our best interests overall. For the most part. I'm not saying every family is like that, unfortunately. When the people heard the thunder and the loud blast of the ram's horn, and then saw the flashes of lightning and the smoke billowing from the mountain, they stood at a distance, trembling with fear. And they said to Moses, "You speak to us, and we will listen, but don't let God speak directly to us, or we will die." "Don't be afraid," Moses answered them, "for God has come in this way to test you, and so that your fear of him will keep you from sinning." As the people stood in the distance, Moses approached the dark cloud where God was. Proper use of altars. And the Lord said to Moses, "Say this to the people of Israel, you saw for yourselves that I spoke to you from heaven. Remember, you must not make any idols of silver or gold to the rival me," which can be anything nowadays because we don't all can afford just silver and gold. We're not all rich here. It can mean anything as far as like devices, TVs, computers, art supplies, stuffed animals, whatever. We shouldn't be putting it before God and worshiping, not necessarily with bowing down to them, saying, "Oh," that sort of thing. No, it's more like constantly being involved in just doing that all the time and putting God to the side, saying, "I don't need you, God. I want this. This is my thing I need to worship." And I've had problems with that in the past, and so I've had to put that aside and ask God to forgive me, and I always put God first. So I read and I talk to God, pray more first, and then I get involved a little bit with my devices and stuff like that and whatever I'm doing. So I always put God first before anything else. "Build for me an altar made of earth and offer your sacrifices to me, your burnt offerings and peace offerings, your sheep and goats and your cattle. Build my altar wherever I cause my name to be remembered, and I will come to you and bless you. If you use stones to build my altar, use only natural, uncut stones. Do not shape the stones with a tool, for that would make the altar unfit for holy use. And do not approach my altars by going up steps. If you do, someone might look up under your clothing and see your nakedness. That's why you're always supposed to like stand. And back then they, even the men wore like, I want to say dresses. They're not really dresses, but it's like one piece of clothing. And I guess they had like, you know, like underwear, cloth for under tunics. I guess that's what, no, tunic is on top of your head, isn't it? I gotta look this up. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna look up this. I can't remember if tunic is for the head or if it's for the downstairs area. So we'll find out. Tunic. What? Now they're saying it's a shirt. It's saying it's a shirt. No, okay. That's completely wrong then. Okay, never mind. But anyway, whatever the name is for the underpants, and I guess occasionally they wore some kind of pants, but most of the time they just wore these like long dresses, robes basically. So yeah. Anyway, thank you, Lord, for your living, breathing word, and that is chapter 20, beginning of 21. I don't know when, because I probably won't be, I'll be working tomorrow, so I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure when I'm leaving Saturday, so don't know. But anyway, time for some ancient wisdom here. We're on day 13, and it's titled, Who Cares, right? That's not the right, I'm just saying it, who cares? It says, Who cares? The slacker buries his hand in the bowl. He is too wary to bring it to his mouth. Well, that's just so lazy, isn't it? Proverbs chapter 26, verse 15. This is one thing I just hate about laziness, the way it produces the feeling of, I don't care. I totally get that. I've been to that point. It's terrible. It doesn't matter. It's not that important. If you ever been at a place in your life where you haven't been exerting yourself for several days, weeks, or months on end, oof, it's rough, actually. Especially during my depression days, they were terrible. You know how inevitably leads to this conclusion about life, about your relationships, and about your responsibilities, about everything. Who cares? Do you want to be someone who's yeah, let me read that. Do you want to be someone who's fired up about living? Someone who wakes up at 6:30 in the morning and can't wait for the day to begin? Okay, first of all, even when I wake, I'm not a morning person, okay? Granted, I do get up even before 6:30 half the time. As early as 5 in the morning, not all the time. 6 is my, like, latest. Well, 6:30 actually, but 6, yeah. Anyway, I'm not the type of person that says, ooh, let's get my day going, yay! I'm like, oh, I gotta get up type syndrome, but I still get up, get my shower, and get going, even though I'm exhausted. Anyway, someone who's lying there itching for the alarm to go off, already clicking off in your head the steps you plan to employ to take advantage of today. Someone who's excited to see what the next opportunity may hold if you throw your full weight into it. Someone who's loving the invigorating smell of a new challenge. It depends. If it's work, it's not a very invigorating. It's a bit of a challenge, yes, but it's not a good challenge. Some days it's kind of redundant. At least in this time period. I mean, some days it can be a new adventure and great, depending what it is. Okay. Then open your eyes to the role that laziness may be playing in dragging down your attitudes, passions, leaving you feeling blah and unmotivated. Understand that your zealousness, there we go, to escape may be the very thing that is sapping your energy, much more so than the effort you're expending at work. It's true, laziness can wear you out. In fact, I don't know of a quicker way to depression than the one paved by lazy attitudes and work habits. Like I just said, I totally agree with this. I've seen a lot of people who've been given fat pensions or some other escape from work who have just dried up and became miserable. That's because along the way they started seeing work as an awful thing they had to do rather than a wonderful thing they had the privilege of doing. Well, that's a different perspective to how to look at it. I will say it has gotten me, because of work, it has gotten me motivated to work. I guess you could say it. There are some positives to the situation, or pros, I guess you could say. For me specifically, it has helped me build up endurance, muscle, skills building. And it's an honor to, work for others and to be like a service to them. So that's kind of like the pros in that, as far as what I do for a living. There's something about spending yourself in hard work that produces energy and passion in your heart and soul, just as there's something about laziness that produces apathy and makes you think, who cares? It doesn't have to be this way. God didn't create you to run from reality, but to transform it. He made you with an empty spot that can only be filled by accomplishment and service. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10 says, we have been created in Jesus Christ for good works, made to bear the image of a hard-working God. It's so easy to grow soft and forget this. It's very natural for us to live for the weekend and avoid work for all possible costs. It's also very easy to lose the will to care about God and other people when life gets hard and the burdens of the day seem too heavy to bear. Ain't that the truth? It isn't easy to spot this tendency in yourself. I've had the awful task of having to face people directly who have significant problem with their work ethic, people who aren't providing for their family. Other people have joined me in trying to challenge them lovingly and fervently, pleading with them to see what's going on. Yet I've seen them walk out and reject the message. I've heard them say, "You're all crazy. I don't have a problem." It's tragic. Stay open to the influence of others in God's Word. Let them lead you to a place of purpose, a place that makes who cares a thing of the past. Wisdom talking. If you want to be wise, catch yourself from thinking or saying, who cares, or what does it matter? Instead, consider why you momentarily want to shut down. Pray immediately that God would keep your heart and head in the game. Yep, sometimes that's all I can do, but to pray through the situation, through the pain, through the misery, through I want to give up, moments of whenever I have to work, and especially those long days of spring cleaning, doing the baseboards and on my knees and everything, and I'm hurting so bad in my back and my knees, and I'm like, and then my energy is just sapped because I'm low in energy, and I'm like, I'm so done. I have to take a breath. If I have mints in my pocket, I put a mint in and just pray it through. That's all I have to do to get me through the day. It's like, Lord, help me get through this because I'm almost done. I'm on the verge and I need to get this done. So, that's all we can do. Thank you, Lord, for your wisdom. Alright. I am going to relax. I kind of already ate lunch before. I already did all the, mowing, shoveling, so I'm going to just relax for a while, take it easy, So, see you guys later this evening. Okay, so as I'm editing this video, I am so sorry, but I guess I thought I had did an outro to this, but I didn't. So anyway, I don't recall all I did. I think I just slept a lot and just relaxed. So again, I'm sorry if I didn't do an outro to this, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. As always, keep on smiling, stay positive. I love you guys. Jesus loves you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.